let's just, yeah, okay, it's working.
Going. Moving forward. So I'm not Max, I'm Svetlana. I'm another customer success manager in our Smartcat team. And we're here today to talk about Smartwords. It's been a couple of months since we changed it. And Smartwords is your key to optimizing translation costs and quality. So what are smart words? If you have already worked with them, you know that they are words translated in Smartcat, and they are used for a greater flexibility. The companies who have been saving a lot of time and money by implementing translation memory in their localization process for the past 25 years are now transitioning to a more machine translation centered processes where machine translation and translation memory, and as we see here, these are main components of our smart words, where these two main components are combined with advanced file and content processing. There is no terminology to describe this model yet, so smart words are meant to represent this transition. So the smart words are the words translated in the Smartcat with the right mix of technology. And the idea is that you can use the translation memory to process most of your content, and the expected outcome is the translation memory is the translation that has been reviewed before, and then the rest of the segments, the rest of the content that is not in part of translation memory yet, will be processed with the machine translation. And of course, the system prioritizes translation memory because it's considered to be definitely reviewed by professional, higher quality translation, and machine translation is there to pre-translate the remaining segments, right? And you would enable both in the ideal scenario, and like this, save time and money because you have already had this translation in your translation memory, and then machine translation is of a higher quality because of the intelligent routing that you get with Smartwords. So this is one of the new things that, like, obviously translation memory and machine translation were there before, but right now there is a right mix of technology and intelligent routing that can provide you with the best translation for your language pair, choosing the most appropriate machine translation engine. So there are more than 10 machine translation engines at the backend. You don't have to choose, you don't have to worry anymore what machine translation engine to process your content with. The system will detect the best one according to the statistics that there is on the backend, and will route the segments that you decided to process with machine translation to this most appropriate one. So for example, according to the statistics, the DeepL has been amazing for Roman languages such as Portuguese and Spanish. And obviously, if you will be translating from English into Portuguese, it will be processed, the part of the translation will be processed with DeepL in 99% of cases.
Svetlana,
So,
hello everybody. Yeah,
hey,
just want
Max.
to say thank you for picking me up, and I'm
Okay.
really sorry I had a struggle here with my laptop and then with Zoom. Thank you very much for starting the presentation.
No
I
problem.
think it makes sense right now to ask our audience, those especially who use empty engine, if you guys use any empty engine in particular in your day-to-day work, what engine you feel like doing the best job for you. And as Svetlana already started to tell, yeah, so yeah, guys, just tell us in the chat. We'll appreciate it. And while you like typing in the names of the engines, just want to say that, yeah, like before, many companies were counting on translation memory, but since the machine translation is being improved and becoming better and better, right now it really makes sense to combine technologies, right? And at the moment there is no kind of a term or a word explaining this in the industry, so we came up with smart word as a term, and we hope that it will be spread around, and going forward, people will use this terminology to explain a combination of technologies, right? Translation memory plus MT. So we already have some answers. Thank you very much for sharing this. So depending, yeah, of course, it depends on language pairs, and we in Smartcat plan to invest the development efforts into making this intelligent routing technology more complex, because right now it's only based on the language pair, right? So what happens technically is that whenever you need to translate anything through MT, these technologies send the request to top MT providers, and then according to the algorithm, it chooses the best MT output based on the language pair. But going forward, we plan to make it possible to take into account the domain, the subject, and even in the context. So yeah, we typically use Google Translate mostly. Custom engines, Weaver, Google, HTML, DeepL. Can you explain what translation memory is? I have never used this at all, but I'm needing to translate a website to Canadian French. Translation memory is the basically it's your previous translations, what you have done before. And when you translate using the CAT tool, like for example, in Smartcat, you have a built-in CAT tool. CAT stands for computer-assisted translation. The system saves everything into bilingual format, where you have original text and translated text. And when you have some similar text in the future, the system keeps everything for you, and it analyzes the new text according to the previous translations and show you similar text. What is 100% similar, you can simply reuse, and you don't need to pay translator for something that was translated in the past, because you already have it in your translation memory. And what is partially similar, like we call it fuzzy match, like it's 75% similar, 80% similar, whatever, it just requires a little modification. So it takes less time for translator, and as a result, you pay less money for that. In Smartcat, we have automated billing, which allows you to calculate the cost of work automatically and take into account these, discounts based on the matches from translation memory. Okay, good. I think we moved to Q&A session, but before we go into that, let me proceed with presentation. I will share my screen. Okay, so we discussed what intelligent routing is, right? So it's already in Smartcat, and you can combine it together with your translation memory and get the files translated faster. Of course, still MT requires post-editing. By post-editing, we mean human translator who check the machine translation output and improves it, make it like readable, better quality, whatever. And when you post-edit the text in Smartcat, again, it all saves into your translation memory, and then you can reuse it and make benefit of it. So let's move forward, and our next slide will tell us about how you can actually use these, what we call Smartwords, in practice, right? So whenever you create a project in Smartcat, it can be a simple project where you just use the machine translation to get the translation really fast, or it's a complex project when you involve the translation memory and a human translator. You make use of these Smartwords. So system request the matches from the translation memory, you get it automatically into your project, and you don't have to pay translator for this. So this is like case number one, when you translate inside Smartcat. Case number two is different integration scenarios. So Smartcat has an open API, and we already have a number of connectors to different content management systems like WordPress and Contentful, Google Docs, and so on and so forth. And you can simply pull the content from the content management system into Smartcat. So the project is created automatically. Then you get it translated with translation memory matches, human translator, empty, and deliver the translation back through API. So no manual import-export. The third case is machine translation portal. So this is something allowing your colleagues in the organization quickly get the translation done. So they don't need to have account in Smartcat. They don't need to have any knowledge about how to create project, make all these settings done. They simply use the portal where they upload the file or the text and they get it translated quickly using the intelligent routing built into Smartwords. And like then use the translation. So as easy as it is, like when you need something to translate by Google, you just go to the web page and get it translated. So it's something that you can experience with empty portal. So it's just the link, you go there, you put in the content and get the translation back. Another interesting technology that we have, and we call it real-time API. So it's the technology which can be built into the chats or forums and allow your users or your clients get like translating the conversation. Like if you have customers or users in different countries, non-English speaking countries, you can build in this technology into the chat or into the forum so that you don't need a colleague speaking on the native language. You just use the machine translation with intelligent routing to get things translated quickly. And the last thing is a quick web content translation. So we have a Chrome extension. I can quickly demonstrate it for you. Here I have it just with a button. It's a small window where you just put in source text. There is an auto detection of the language. So for example, I want to translate something I put in here, and the use case can be like, for example, one of your colleagues want to read an article on another language, which is like important for him right now to get the context about the task that he's assigned to, and he can use this plugin to get the translation quickly. So it's Chinese simplified. We can switch to, for example, Spanish or whatever. So it's translating really quick, and you get the translation and use it. So these are 5 cases how you can use Smartwords. And now it's time for a quick demo. I would like to show you how to quickly create a project on Smartcat using the empty technology. So I would probably start with the very beginning. So here is the interface of the corporate account. We click on create a project and go straight to the simple wizard. And here we have 3 scenarios. So translation fast. This one you need to translate the text using the machine translation. And then if you want, you can add an additional task of post editing when the human will translate it for you. Then start, blank, customize. When you need a complex workflow, you want to involve translation memory, then you want to have a human complete the rest of the text. And the last one is integrate and streamline. So here are actually the connectors to Git for Android apps, Git for iOS apps, Java apps, Google Docs, WordPress Contentful, Zendesk. So it's pretty easy. And with Smartcat, you can set up the synchronization period. So how often you want the documents, for example, in Google Docs, how often you want the source file in Smartcat to be updated. So if someone comes into Google Docs every hour, make changes there, and you need to translate it, you can set up a synchronization every hour so that the source text comes into the Smartcat and translator is notified about it and complete the translation, so it return back to the Google Doc. Okay, so let me do the quick demonstration of the project creation. So we choose translation fast. Here I want to get it translate to Spanish, and you can have a multilingual project and choose more target languages if needed. Then I will drag and drop the file that I need to be translated. I click on get a result. So it's in progress. It's almost done. 44%. It's usually way faster. Cool. So now from this interface, you can download the file. It will be in the same format as you imported into Smartcat. From this interface, you can also add a post-editing stage, and then you can involve your colleague to do the post-editing, or you can find someone on our marketplace and invite a freelancer to work with you. It's pretty convenient to work with freelancers on Smartcat because Smartcat acts as a vendor for you, and then freelancers are subcontractors, so you don't need to sign any contract with a freelancer here. We have all contracts signed with them, including NDA, and then Smartcat acts as a vendor for you, so you get one invoice for all jobs you involve freelancers to, and you make one payment to Smartcat, and then we take care of the rest. Let's go back, and now I think I want to highlight key benefits of using Smartwords. So one thing is that you can work with different file formats. So we support more than 50 file extensions, and even non-editable formats like PDF or like JPEG, PNG can be converted in Smartcat to the editable format. Of course, we're not speaking about scanned documents. It's really depend on the quality of the original file, but the PDF documents which were converted from Word document, which have a very clear picture and layout, it can be converted back to the editable format, translated in Smartcat without any issue. We also support the formats for e-learning systems like Articulate, XLeaf. And with the use of intelligent routing, you can dramatically reduce the number of words for post-editing, because with intelligent routing, you always work with the best MT available on the market. Like it's top engines connected into it, and you don't spend time on comparing engines. You always get the best MT out of it. And in average, what our customers report to us is that they save 5 cents per word when they start using Smartwords and Smartcat, and they save 27% of the time on the entire localization process and the translation task that they have. So I think that, yeah, this is it. We have a slide with frequently asked questions about the Smartwords, but I think we can first answer the questions that we have in chat. Okay, it was Kate, maybe you can help to.
Actually, there is no questions so far in the chat. Maybe we can go through these ones, like frequently asked ones. And in the meantime, I believe people will have some questions that they want to ask.
Yeah, please, please do. Of course, if it's interesting for you. If it's not, we can find some other topics. Contact us. We have a lot of solutions in Smartcat. So how are Smartwords counted? So the number of source words in your translation segment is taken from your Smartwords quota. Though there is a difference in calculation if we speak about MT and TM in particular. By MT, I mean machine translation. By TM, I mean translation memory. So in case of machine translation, whenever you need to translate a text using the MT, it charges all the words that you have in the source file, because all the words are sent to the MT provider and returned back to you in the target language. While with translation memory, it takes into account only the words which match your previous translations. So usually, if you keep on translating in the CAT tool. You have accumulated some of the data already, some of the translations. So the usual translation memory usage is around 20 to 30% of your entire text. So 20 to 30% of your text can be matches from the translation memory. This is like a common thing. It can be more if you have more repetitions, more repetitive sentences or segments. But in general, 20 to 30% is a good number, allowing you to save time and money. How do you get Smartwords? So when you create an account in Smartcat, you get 15,000 Smartwords on your balance, which you can use. It allows you to test the system, pilot the whole process, experience the convenience and automated workflow, and then you can get additional Smartwords while you invite your colleagues into the system. It can be the colleagues from your organization, or you can introduce Smartcat to someone in your network. For the last case, we have a referral program, and we encourage our customers to invite other people on the platform to get benefit, right? And once you are over the allocated number of Smartwords, you can subscribe to one of the plans that we offer. You can also buy additional packages. So you don't go with subscription, you just buy additional packages. But of course, subscription is more beneficial because it includes additional services, additional features available. So if you have questions about our plans, we can schedule a meeting and discuss your needs, and then decide what plan will be better for you. I see there is a, does the lightning fast translation method use TM? If so, how does that work, and how can that save me time post editing? Lightning fast translation method, this is something, well, probably I will need to check with the colleagues what it is. And we'll get back to you, Riley, on this, okay?
There's a comment from Igor.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Igor.
Oh, Igor is here.
Igor joined us. Okay, yeah, please.
Oh, maybe Igor join us. Yes.
Yeah,
actually.
invite Igor so that he
I
can...
didn't notice that we have such a great person here.
Yeah.
Hi, Igor.
Hello. Hello. Yeah, so the lightning fast, I guess this is referred to our UI, where we suggest people to translate everything automatically, and we promote this as a like lightning fast solution to translation. And as I understand, the question was whether this method uses translation memory. So yeah, it does. Whenever you're using automated translation, you are using both translation memory matches plus machine translation for the new segments that were not matched against TM.
Ali, please confirm if it's answering your question completely. I think there was a second part, right? How can that save me time post editing? So the idea is that you have the matches from your previous translations, right? So this is something you don't need to post edit, and the intelligent routing gives you the best available empty in the moment, which also contributes into the time you save on post editing, right? Because you get the bad empty all the time, and hypothesis is that you just post edit it less and less. Okay, good. Any other questions we have, or shall we proceed with the FAQ part? I remember there were some attendees mentioning that they use custom empty engines, and Smartcat supports the ability to connect some custom empty engines. Right now we have Google AutoML, Microsoft and Globalies. Igor, maybe you can add something into this part. Maybe we plan to support some other custom empty integrations in the future.
Well, we also support Intento, so you
Oh.
can use your API key to use whatever engines Intento supports.
Yeah, and then if you go up to the highest level of the subscription enterprise plan, so on this plan we offer the discount for custom empty, because we understand that you have some costs associated with your empty engine that you purchase directly from the provider, and whenever you use Smartcat more and more, we encourage you and give a discount in case you use custom empty, but that's available only on enterprise plan. Once again, when you run out of Smartwords, you can buy a package if you see that it's just an occasional need, and if you understand that the need is growing, so you will be having a greater volume next month or next quarter, then it makes sense to consider upgrade, because with higher levels of subscription, you will have more Smartwords, and it's more beneficial than buy a one-time package.
Yeah, but I would say that in other words, whenever you are buying a higher subscription, you are paying less money for each Smartword that you're consuming, and the price per word drops significantly, like as you're going to a higher subscription level. So that's definitely something to consider if you are going to use more Smartwords instead of using pay-as-you-go over and over again. Just like secure your better price on like per Smartword by going with a subscription.
I see no questions in chat, so maybe we can ask some questions. Can you guys tell us what kind of content do you translate? Is it marketing content? Is it technical documentation? Maybe you translating some user interfaces, websites, or whatsoever? Education, mostly e-learning content. Rosanna, thank you very much for joining us. We'll share the recording with you, and we'll be glad to get in touch for further communication. Technology training courses. That's interesting. Speaking about e-learning, can you tell us what systems do you use? Because there is a number of e-learning systems available on the market, and just curious if you use any of them. Oh, Patricia is translating into 15 languages. That's interesting. Educational content, press and social media content, website. Oh, and Riley says that she used Articulate for creation and Absorb as our LMS. So as I see you guys translating the content, which most likely is stored in some kind of cloud-based systems. And for this, Smartcat has a solution. So once again, we have Open API. We can help to build a direct integration. Maybe we already have connector to the systems you use. So it's a matter of direct conversation with you and seeing what system you use and what we can offer. But in general, yeah, we do have many cases with integrated scenarios. And Smartcat is one of the leaders here. Igor, maybe...
As I see the responses here in the chat, there are so many people who are using Smartcat for educational content, for learning management systems. That is great. Articulate specifically, yeah, I believe we have the best support for actually files that are produced by Articulate specifically. And as for other systems, just wanted to quickly add. So for those of you who are on an enterprise subscription, we are building connectors like based on your needs. So if you need something to be integrated with Smartcat, which is not integrated just yet, just talk to us and we will discuss all the options, and probably will be able to integrate that external system with Smartcat so you can translate everything even more efficiently.
Let's share some contacts, maybe like where people should write to in case they don't have customer success yet for some newcomers. Max, if you have this, or you don't, okay, I will just.
Yeah, please add my email address in chat.
I think you have a short one, like an MM, right?
Yeah, double M@smartcat.com.
Okay, fantastic, great.
And pretty good. We have an active audience today answering the questions. So I think I asked what I wanted. Igor, maybe you have some questions you want to check with our audience.
Well, I don't have any specific questions. I do see that Kenneth just said that they're using Madcap Flare for CMS. I know that Madcap Flare uses like HTML files to store the content. So the chances are that we can set up like automated process of translating those. So Kenneth, if you're interested, reach out to us and we can discuss how can we support you in a much better way than just like sending over some files, uploading them to Smartcat and then, like exporting them back. It can be an automated solution.
Cool. Great. Then maybe let's finish, because I see that people started to leave already, because I promised that this webinar will take like 30 to 45 minutes, but we spend a lot of time in the beginning while waiting for the connection. So thank you everybody for joining, for staying with us. We'll share the recording tomorrow. Yeah, that's it. I don't know, Max, if you want to say a few words.
Yeah, just thank you for being patient today, and I hope that you appreciated this presentation. I see that there is a lot of potential for cooperation with you guys, so we will follow up and get in touch with you.
Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thanks.